for a long time, I never talked about the Holocaust. I had been adopted by several people after the war, and the last people who adopted me in the United States had tried to look for my family. And when they found that there was nobody who was alive except for 2 cousins, and the cousins were not in a position to take me, they felt the best thing would be just to cut off all ties. And we never talked about the Holocaust. I never wanted to tell anybody I was a survivor, or I was adopted, or I was different. And I tried very hard to get into life to be normal, and I became an American. I started speaking English, and I just fit into the American way of life. But in 1981, there was a gathering of Holocaust survivors in Jerusalem. And I said, you know what? I'm already married. I have 4 children. It's time to stop being an ostrich and start looking for facts. So I came to Israel, and in Binyanei Ha'umah they had computers, and people went to look for their families and themselves. And I went in very early in the morning and went to look for my mother's. I thought I knew her name, and I thought I knew my father's name, and I thought I knew David and Yossi's name, and I certainly thought I knew my name. I found nothing in the computer. I went to the next computer. I found nothing there. And started getting very discouraged, and I went over to people who seemed to know more, and I asked them, and they said it's really very simple. A computer only has what somebody puts into a computer. If you didn't put anything into a computer and nobody else did, you're not going to find any information. And then I realized that if I'm the only survivor, the only way I'm going to find out is to really start a Sherlock Holmes expedition. And I wrote to Arlson, which is a tracing bureau. And they wrote back. They knew facts about me. They knew that I had been born in Pietrika in 1936, they thought. I guess they found that out from Sweden, because that's the birthday I was given there. And they knew what my parents' names were, and they knew that my mother and brothers probably were sent to Treblinka, and they didn't know where my father was. My father had been someplace in Poland after the war, or so they thought.